Hello, my lovelies. Today we're going to do some tapping to help with seasonal stress. So that might be Christmas, could be Easter, could be holiday time, whatever it is. We're going to do some tapping to bring down the cortisol levels and help you find some clarity and create some space for calm. Okay, so if you haven't done any tapping with me before, then just use your dominant hand and we're going to tap onto the side of the hand to begin with. Okay, and I'm just going to show you the points so that we're going to tap on so you're more familiar with that. Then we go to the top of the head. Then we'll go to the start of the eyebrow here. Then next we go to the side of the eye where the laughter lines are. And if you wear specs, then it's pretty much where the arm is or just underneath it. Then we're going to go to under the eye. And again, if you wear glasses, then they kind of get in the way, but you can just do it enough. Just right there, down the center, underneath. Then we go to under the nose, and you can tap like this or like this. And then we go to the dip of the chin. Doesn't matter whether you use one finger or lots of fingers. And then we'll be going to under the collarbone, okay? So you've got the bones there, and if you put your hand like this, it'll just beautifully just go to the right places for you, okay? Then I'm going to go under the arm. So if you're a woman, it would be where the bra strap is. If you're a man watching this and tapping along, then it would be kind of in line with the nipple. So not right up in the armpit, okay? Just a few inches down. Then we're going to go to the inside of the wrist. So that would be where the watch strap is, kind of like where you would fasten your watch strap, okay? Then we will go to the thumb. And if you tapped before, not everybody uses the finger points. I really like to use them. Okay, and then we go to the same place on each of the fingers, and it's the side of the fingernail where it meets the skin. That's the part that we're going to tap on. And you can be just as gentle as I'm tapping there, not a hard tap, just nice and gentle. Okay, so when we've gone from here all the way through the points and we get to the little finger, that's what we call one round of tapping, okay? And we're going to do a few rounds tapping together today. Take a nice big breath. Take another big breath. Oh. And take one more breath. This time, really make the out breath longer. Oh. And we're going to do one more breath with the out breath even longer still. Oh. That feels really good. So next, what I want you to do is to just check in with yourself and see how you're feeling right now. What are the emotions that are there for you right now in this moment? So you might want to just close your eyes and just imagining that you're dropping down into the body. You're coming out of your head and into the body and just tuning in with what is there. Maybe it's frustration, maybe it's sadness, maybe it's anger. Maybe it's just too much to do and you feel really overwhelmed with that. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I want to ask you, how are you feeling about feeling overwhelmed? Does it make you mad or sad? Does it make you frustrated? Okay. So when you've got that emotion, I want you to give it a number out of 10. So 10 means it's the most intense it could feel, and 0 would mean the absence of that emotion completely. So just guess or get a sense of what that number is, how intense that is for you right now. So if it's frustration, say, maybe frustration because you don't feel like you've got the time to get everything done. Maybe it's frustration because people aren't helping you and they said they were going to help you, but they're not. They're sat on they're sat on their backside on the sofa and it's really frustrating. Or maybe you just, yeah, you're frustrated because of something else. Okay. So give it that number out of 10. So maybe that's a 6 or a 7 or an 8. If it's as low as a 1, 2, or 3, then I want you to really consider actually how am I really feeling about this, okay? Because the we want to get the numbers down low, but it's great to start off with ones that are a little bit higher because we know that's what is activated for you right now. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you to notice what it is you're feeling that emotion about. So, like we were just saying about frustration, maybe you're really frustrated because Dave said he was going to help you, but he's nowhere to be seen and you've got to do all of this by yourself. Maybe you're feeling sad because you're you've got another Christmas and things aren't the way that you wanted them to be by this time this year. Maybe you're feeling really helpless because you're stuck and you don't know what to do about it. Whatever the emotion is and whatever you're feeling about it, what it's connected to, that's right just for you. So now you've got an emotion, you've got a number of intensity that the emotion is, and you know what you're feeling that emotion about, what it's connected to. So we're going to stick with the example of being really frustrated because Dave said he was going to help, and yet he's nowhere to be seen, and I've got to do it all by myself. Okay. So that's the example we're going to work with right now. But what I want you to do is to use your own example that you've just come up with, because that is really specific to you. And if you do feel frustrated because someone said they're going to help and they're nowhere to be seen, then yeah, of course you can tap on that with me. Okay. So I want you to personalize it for yourself. If it helps, you might want to write that down now so that you can just have that piece of paper there just to remind yourself. I'll give you a minute to do that. Hmm. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to have some water. And if you haven't got any, then just press pause, nip off to the kitchen, get yourself some water, and have a nice big glug of water. Okay, are you ready to go? So we're going to use what we call a setup phrase. And in this setup phrase, we're going to use the emotion. We're going to use the information that you have about what that emotion is connected to, the situation that it's all about. Excuse me. And we're also going to include at the end a self-loving and supportive, accepting statement. Okay. Now, the classic ending for this is I love and accept myself completely. Except so many of us don't love and accept ourselves completely, or we're not quite there yet if we're on the way to it. And then that can bring up lots of stuff for us. So it might be that just for now, just for today, maybe the self-loving statement at the end is, I'll be okay, or I'm doing my best, if that feels true for you. So we want it to be quite a welcoming, accepting statement, but also quite neutral. We don't want that end statement to bring something else up for you. Okay. So the setup phrase is going to be we're going to start tapping on the side of our hand on that fleshy bit there. I'm right-handed. I always tap right hand onto left hand, but then I can swap around at times. Okay, I'll try not to swap around today. Oh, I have already. There you go. It works both ways. And so this our statement is going to say, even though I feel really frustrated because Dave said he was going to help, and yet he's nowhere to be seen, and now I've got to do it all by myself. I know I'll be okay. And we repeat that again. So repeat it with me out loud. And remember, you can use your own setup statement. Even though I'm really frustrated because Dave said he was going to help me with this, and he's nowhere to be seen, and he's left me all alone to do it. And we say it again. Even though I feel so frustrated because Dave's nowhere to be seen, even though he helped me, even though he said he'd help me, I know I'm going to be okay. Now you'll notice I had a bit of a blooper in the middle of that. And that's all right. It doesn't take anything away from the efficacy of what we're doing. And you might also notice that the state changed around a little bit. You'll find that happens really often, and it's really okay. Your words are the most important thing here. Yeah. Okay. So even though I feel really frustrated because Dave said he was going to help me, and yet he's nowhere to be seen. And now I've got to do it all by myself yet again. I know I'll be okay. So now we're going to start tapping through the points. And we're at the top of the head, and we're just going to chunk it down. I'm so frustrated with Dave. It's really not fair because he said he was going to help. I'm so frustrated with Dave. He said he was going to help me. I'm so frustrated with Dave. Because he said he was going to help. Now, there was a big sigh there, wasn't there? And that was an involuntary sigh. And that's the nervous system already starting to notice that you're getting calmer. I can't believe Dave is nowhere to be seen. He said he was going to help me. I'm so frustrated because Dave promised that he would be here to help, and I'm doing it all by myself. I'm under the collarbone. I can't believe he's not here to help me. He promised me that he'd be here to help. Under the arm now. I'm so frustrated with Dave because he promised me that he would be here to help me, and now I've got to do it by myself. I can't believe I've got to do it by myself. I really can't believe I've got to do this by myself yet again. Every year he says he's going to help me, and yet he's nowhere to be seen. I can't believe how frustrated I am. He said he was going to help. I really can't believe how frustrated I am. I'm so sad because he said he was going to help me, and I really believed him. This time I thought he would help. I feel so sad and frustrated. Take a nice big breath now. And another one. And one more. And now what I'd like you to do is to check in with that emotion and notice what number that it is now. So noticing that frustration was, let's say it was a 9 before. And yet now it feels more like it's a 6. And does it still feel like the frustration is with Dave? And because, like he said, he was going to help? Or was it changed slightly in some way? So notice the emotion, notice the number that it is now, notice if what it's about is the same or is it slightly different. Now you might notice at the end of that tapping round, actually some sadness came in. And so it wasn't that wasn't just frustration, there was sadness as well. Sadness that he always does this. Yeah, maybe this is true for you. Someone keeps promising something and yet they don't really quite come through with it. Okay, so remember you can be working directly on whatever your particular situation is. So now we're going to do another round of tapping and we're going to do the same thing again, but this time we'll just do one setup statement on the side of the hand. And if you need to adjust the words, then you do that. Remember, your words are what is most important when we're tapping. Even though I still feel really frustrated and I feel sad as well because Dave said he was going to help. He says every year that he's going to help, and yet he's never anywhere to be seen. And I feel sad because I trusted that he was going to help me this time. I know I'll be okay. Now we're going to go to the top of the head. I still feel really sad with Dave. I'm frustrated because he always says he's going to help. Top of the eyebrow. I feel so sad and frustrated because he never helps when he says he's going to. I'm really sad. I think I'm more sad than frustrated now with Dave because he just lets me down time and again. I'm really sad, actually. Yeah, I feel so sad because he doesn't follow through on his promises. I'm sad. I feel really sad right now. I feel the sadness in my belly. I can feel it kind of bubbling up because it feels so sad. I'm really sad that Dave doesn't come through, that he doesn't support me in the way that I'd really like him to support me. Under the collarbone now. I can't believe. Yeah, I still can't believe that he hasn't done it. I can't believe that he's not here to help me, just as he promised. Under the arm now. I feel sad because he's not followed through on his promise. Inside of the wrist. I'm sad and I'm still a little bit frustrated. Oh, but I'm starting to feel a bit better about it. Side of the thumbnail. Oh, I feel so sad because he never follows through. I feel really sad because Dave never supports me in the way that he says. I feel really sad because every year he says he's going to help. And yet again, he hasn't. Next one down. I feel really sad. I don't feel so frustrated now, but I do feel really sad because I really thought he was going to help me this time. I feel sad and I'm ready to let that go now. Okay, now take another nice big breath. Longer on the out breath. And another nice big breath in. And longer on the out breath. That's it. And one more. Oh, that nice, long, slow out breath. And let's have some more water. That's good. Now, the reason that we drink water when we're tapping is because it helps you get really good results. Our body is like an electrical circuit. And when we're tapping on the acupoints, the messages that it sends to the nervous system to say, hey, it's okay to feel this, you're safe to feel this, also releases kind of lots of stuff from our cells, and we want to help that to flush out. But also that if you think about our body being an electrical system, water being the best conductor of electricity, the more water that we drink before, during, and after we've done some tapping, then the more likely we are to get the results that we really want. So stay hydrated. Okay, so checking in with yourself again. What's the emotion now? What number is it? And what is it connected to? I'll just give you a moment just to check in with yourself with that. Write it down if you need to. If you need to press pause, then do so. Okay, so you have the emotion, or maybe emotions, maybe there's still more than one. Because remember, we had, using the example, we had frustration that went to sadness. And then actually tuning into it now, the sadness feels like Or maybe it's only a 2 or a 3 because it's come right down and the frustration feels like there's almost no frustration there. It was just that sadness that, oh gosh, he always says he's going to do this and he doesn't come through for me. And I just want you to know, whatever it is that you're feeling right now, it's okay to feel that way. Yeah. You are here empowering yourself by doing this work, by releasing this for yourself. Right, so we're going to do one last round of tapping. And this time we're just going to see if we can release the last of whatever is there. If there's still lots there for you, maybe other stuff has been bubbling up and making itself known, then you can carry on tapping and just keep repeating this. Yeah? Okay. We'll just do one more round of tapping here together in this space. Okay, so we're going to tap again on the side of the hand, just one setup statement, even though I still feel a little bit sad, I feel like I can accept Dave has the best of intentions, but he's just might not come through. And that's okay. And even though I felt so frustrated and I felt so sad, I feel like I'd like to make peace with this and let it go so I can be happy and feel free to enjoy this season. Now you notice we changed the end of the setup statement there. So when we move to positives, it's because the numbers are really low. We don't normally move to positives unless we're a 3 or below. Okay. So if you still got a 4 or higher number, then I want you to stick with, I'll be okay. I'm doing my best. I'm hopeful that things will change. Yeah, whatever's going to work for you. And if you are someone who can say, I love and accept myself completely, then please do say that or another variation of it. Remember, your words are what bring about this healing. Even though I do feel a little bit of frustration and I do feel a little bit of sadness, I feel like I can let that go now. Yeah, I'm happy to let that go. I choose right now to let that go so I can be happy and free being me and enjoy the festive season. Top of the head. I choose right now to let it go with love so I can be happy and free being me. I choose to let go whatever sadness and frustration is left over so that I can be me. I choose to let it go now. Dave means well. He just doesn't have the capacity to help me out at this time of year. I know he wants to help me. I suppose that's something. Dip under the nose. It'd be really nice if Dave helped me. And it's okay that I felt really sad and frustrated. I'm glad I've worked through this now. Dip of the chin. Oh, it feels good to be making peace with this. I'm so glad I don't have to carry this with me all holiday. Under the collarbone now. Gosh, what a relief. Whew. I'm really glad I did this tapping so I can let it go. Under the arm now. Oh, I feel so much lighter. Oh, I'm so glad that I let this go. Yeah. It feels good to let this go. If you need to carry on through the finger points, then please do. We're going to stop there. Okay. So I want you to take another breath again. And just notice the body now. Notice, is there any difference in the body to when you very first started the tapping? And I want you to notice any emotions that are there right now. So we started off with frustration, that moved to sadness. And then in that third round of tapping, there was some understanding and acceptance that came in. And a desire to to let go of it. And the relief came in. And the relief felt like it created so much space because, oh gosh, I really don't have to carry this through. I don't have to, it feels like I don't have to hold a grudge all Christmas. So, yeah, how fabulous that must feel for you as well. Okay. So, whatever might be, what might remain, I just want you to jot that down so you can carry on tapping after we've switched off. And obviously, you can come back to the beginning and you can just tap with us again. Or maybe you feel confident enough to be able to carry on tapping by yourself. So, I just want to say something about what you might experience in the body when you're tapping. Now, you'll notice that I was doing some yawning, and you might notice gurgling or sighing. You might notice yourself burping, even. Yeah, giggling. Maybe some tears as well, tears of relief and release. You might notice all of those things. You might notice none. And each time you tap is probably going to be different as well. So that's just the energy moving around in your body. And it's your nervous system starting to come into regulation, kind of going, oh, okay. So I don't have to carry this around anymore. For those of you who want a really, really quick explanation, without going into too much science, when we tap on the acupoints, we're using kinetic energy to send messages through the nervous system to the amygdala, which is our danger center, to say, when I feel this or believe this, it's okay. I'm safe. So when I feel frustrated, actually, I'm safe to feel this. When I feel sad, I'm safe to feel this about this situation. And then what happens then is the amygdala codes it as, oh, hey, we're safe now. So if we feel this, we don't have to always feel it so big. Or we can feel it because we need to feel it so that we know what's going on for us, but actually we're safe to process it. And then it sends in I always think of it kind of like it sends a little signal down the chain to the hippocampus, which is the memory center. And the memory center then stores it as, we are safe to feel frustration. We are safe to feel sadness. We are safe to feel these things when these things happen. And then the more you tap, whenever situations come up, the more the kind of the activation response, less red flags there are going off, going, oh, danger, danger, when we feel big emotions, then that response becomes less and less because the hippocampus has got more and more examples of you feeling safe. I really hope that's helped you today. And I hope it helps you to have a really good holiday, whether that's Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, or whatever holiday that you're celebrating. Or maybe you've just happened across this because you just wanted to know how to do some tapping. You can use this anytime at all. I really hope it's helped you. And wherever you are, I'm just sending all my best wishes to you and to yours, and an invitation for you to be kind with yourself, to be compassionate, and to allow yourself to stop and just take some time out this holiday, because you deserve to have as much of a rest as everybody else. And you deserve to have fun. So keep shining your light of love within you and all around you, because we need more of you beautiful souls in our world to do this work and to shine your light of love. Let's speak again soon. Bye now.